Hello, everybody, and welcome
Hi.
to our second episode of The Slumber Party. We have our...
Oh, I already drank.
That's fine. I'll forgive you. We have a little drinky drink going. Don't worry, next week we'll be in robes. I know we've heard your requests, and we hear you and we agree with you. Okay, Kat, how you doing?
I'm good. You know, I only need one of these to get going.
Oh, I know. I know. Kat only needs one of these to get going. Honestly, it's my dream to be that much of a lightweight. We went to Dano's restaurant actually to talk about the podcast a few weeks back.
I was fucked.
It was kind of amazing because then you started talking to Dano's boss and I go, here we go.
Was I? Who was that?
Oh, you were?
Was that the lady?
No, it was the skinny white guy.
What the fuck are we talking about?
Girl. So Kat really just became a celebrity at La Picora Bianca. Kat was yelling at people like, excuse me.
I have no
She's
idea
like, I gotta tell you, gorgeous.
You know what? The drunker I am, well, Caleb always says, he's like, it's funny that people are always like, oh, do you really sound like that? Because when I get drunk, full Fran Drescher.
Oh, yeah.
It gets
I feel
really
like
bad. But
my accent gets so bad too when I'm drunk. I feel like I get the scratchy, like, I'm not even from Brooklyn. I get the scratchy southern Brooklyn voice. But like, hold on, give me a second. Give me a freaking second.
Extreme. But see, a fun fact, I had speech therapy because my accent was so fucking bad. So it's so funny when people are like, you have an accent. I'm like, to me, I sound like I'm from London, babes.
Yeah.
That's how I sound. But then I know when I'm drunk, it's a mess.
It's so funny you say speech therapy because when I went to the New York Film Academy, we had this class and it was all about like speech, breath. They taught you about phonetics. They taught you, different, so that they showed you a diagram so that it was easy for you to visualize how to morph into different accents. And my professor at the time was telling us like where American students struggle the most. She said, my European students get it. She said, but the American students don't. And I was the only one in the class from New York. Come on, Wink, what, you gonna cry? I was the only one in the class from New York. Everybody else was either international or from another state. And they were working overtime on me because I think Europeans can really morph. I mean, because they're so used to speaking other languages. You know what they say? They say if you speak 2 languages, you're bilingual, 3 languages, you're trilingual, 1 language, you're an American. Europeans are so used to like morphing their mouths and stuff. But I think, like, I don't know, with us, it's just kind of solidified. And then, when we drink, it's over. It's done. They used to say I used to sound like Leah Remini.
My entire TikTok comment section
is
that I sound like Leah and I look like a 90s version of Leah.
You do. Oh my God, you really do.
Someone was like, if Mariah Carey and Leah Remini had a baby.
That's it. Well, I tell you all the time that you look like Mariah.
Mariah, we're sorry. I didn't say it. Forgive me.
Come in, Wink. Like that? My dog is really dying to make an appearance right now. He feels so left out. Come on, buddy. You can do it. FOMO. He's also half blind, so he's afraid of everything. I forget he's blind all the time. You're okay, buddy. All right, so we're going to start with our newest segment.
Yes.
Which is...
Wink, let it out.
Oh, did he rip it? My dog is really having a farting problem.
He's been doing this all day.
He's really having a farting problem.
Poor thing. It's because he got nervous. Oh,
okay, buddy.
It's okay.
It's all right. You can... it flew over me and hit you. This is what happens, guys. This is why you guys really got to listen to this podcast so that we can get into a real professional studio and not in my home studio. Because it's just dog hair everywhere, sirens, dog farts. It's like there's a lot happening. Just a typical slumber party.
Yeah.
But like a typical slumber party.
Yes.
New segment we're doing.
Yes.
Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Stiff as a board. That's right.
Has anybody remembered this? Do you remember playing this game?
Well, it started with the movie. Because remember, I'm a lot older than you. So back in my youth,
we have to do that TikTok.
We had this movie, I know, called The Craft. And
such a good movie.
In the movie, it's not really that they're playing a game; they're like practicing their witchcraft. And so it just became a thing that like little girls would do at their slumber parties, just light as a feather, stiff as a board. If you've ever actually gotten someone to levitate, please let us know, because that never happened to me.
We killed it in my neighborhood,
Get
girl.
the fuck out.
Oh, we killed
I
it in
wasn't
my
invited
neighborhood.
to these
Let me tell
parties.
you something. Sam Guglielmo, and she'll know, she had this crazy freaking slumber party. I think we were 11. I'll never forget it. She was my girl. Still are my girl. She just worked on The Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, congratulations.
In the costumes. So that's awesome. But she had this crazy slumber party, and we all got our hair braided in like boxer braids, French braids. And we all played. Now imagine like a group of 10 girls playing light as a feather, stiff as a board.
I can imagine.
We
I've been
were launching bitches, okay? These bitches were flying. Like, we thought it was, we were like, we're magic. Like, we did, and we must have done this game taking turns on everybody, and everybody was having the best time.
That's
We must have played this game for 6 hours in the middle of the night. Oh, we slumber partied it up, okay, on Walker Street, okay?
That's amazing.
I don't care if I doxed my family. Everyone in my neighborhoods know where we live. But yeah.
Oh my God.
So I loved this game, and we're going to do it as kind of like our pit and peak segment.
Yeah.
So let's start with the good stuff. Give me your light as a feather of the week.
My light as a feather as the week. Okay, well, I just came back from California. This is so silly, but I don't care. It made me happy. It brought me peace, okay?
Nothing that brings you happiness is silly.
Okay, thank you. I went to a beach in LA and I found a seashell, which is like really, really rare. Apparently, seashells, not in the state of California, but specifically in Los Angeles, they're like not like just lying around. There's not like tons of seashells. So there was literally only one just like waiting for me in the sand, and it was beautiful. So I picked it up. And I was like, Ocean, I'm taking this, you know, because you have to talk to it.
You're kind of, bitch, you're Moana.
Stop it right now.
Bitch, you're Moana.
Okay.
Stop.
I need magical powers now. That's really what I need.
Bitch, the ocean chose you. You're literally Moana. I didn't click till right now.
Moana is actually the name of the Polynesian water goddess. Well, it's actually a much longer name that I don't think I can pronounce, so I won't even try. But it's like a nickname.
That's probably why they named that movie.
They always do their homework.
Oh yeah,
they
good
always
for
do
them.
their homework. Yeah.
Big Disney girl here.
Yeah.
Disney, hire her.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You know what's funny?
She had her wedding at Disney.
I don't
the least you can do
much about Disney movies. My love for Disney was my like obsession with Walt. I had an obsession with Walt for a while.
Remember, we have to do another segment, Kat's random fact of the week.
Oh.
What did I tell you?
Oh.
Same thing.
They're insane.
I keep getting phone calls from a credit card company that won't leave me alone.
We're not going to pay.
We're not going to pay.
It is what it is.
We're not going to pay rent.
Your butt is on my knee, and I have a feeling you're going to fart again. And
you're getting full ball sack right now. Kat has full
I just want your
knee to genitalia of my pupaloo.
Go right this way, babe.
Sit, baby, sit.
He's like,
he doesn't give a damn.
My balls on her knee is kind of where I want to be right now.
Just my baby.
Right.
So that made you happy. The seashell made you happy.
Yeah, it made me really happy. Okay, tell me yours. I'm excited.
So, well, I love that for you because ocean is I feel like being around the ocean is really
relaxing,
so
peaceful.
therapeutic.
Yes. Needed.
My mother and I went to the ocean recently.
Yes.
We had some drama in my family recently, and I needed some. I'm having a tough time. When am I not having a tough time? But the drama in my family really took me out of wanting to do anything for my wedding, wanting to plan anything for my wedding, wanting to do, like, I was like, you know what, let me just get through the engagement party and then I'll figure out what to do after. Like, there were talks of possibly canceling the wedding and doing something different. It was a very big deal. And my mom really, pushed me this past week to just go with her to try on wedding dresses. She came into the city. We had nothing planned. We didn't have an appointment. We didn't know where to go. I didn't want to do it because I wasn't feeling the best in my body. I had been crying all week, so my body was extremely inflamed and puffy. And I just didn't feel beautiful. Like, I didn't feel like myself. But I've been feeling that way about my body for a minute.
You have a face like Cinderella.
Jesus. Are you okay?
It's from Bridesmaids.
Oh,
When they're like drunk on the plane and she's like,
oh my God. I was like, oh my God,
is she fucking drunk already?
I was like, are you choking?
Close to it.
But yeah, so I was like, I don't feel pretty. Also, anybody that follows me knows that I have a big insecurity about my arms.
I did not know this.
Really?
Yes.
I have a very big insecurity about my arms because even when I was at my smallest, even in high school, like it was just always a topic of conversation. No matter how skinny I've been or small I've been, you know, even when I was 130 pounds, my arms never match the rest of my body. So when somebody takes a picture of me from here up, it looks like I'm bigger or heavier than I am. I even went on, like, when I was modeling a lot, there was this one there were multiple gigs that where they, you know, throw a little shade like, oh, you're smaller than I thought. So there was one gig where I was in like a 2-piece like lingerie set. And I came in a jacket and they looked at me weird. And I was like, oh, it's going to be one of those days where people are just like, you know, being weird. And
I feel the farts.
he's definitely probably going to. And then I took off my jacket and the people that were running the shoot were like, oh, they were like, wow, you're built like Wonder Woman. They're like, that's really good because we were really nervous when you came in with your jacket that you were a lot bigger. I was like, oh. They're like, yeah, your arms are they just don't match the rest of your physique. I was like, thank you. So yeah, I've always felt this insecurity about my arms, but and it really played into like, I don't know when I'm gonna want to go shopping for a dress. My mom forced me to go shopping this past week for a dress, and I had such a great time. I did not have the intention of finding a dress. I had such a great time. I was so happy. I felt like really free. And also, I was very pleasantly surprised at the prices for the dresses they were giving me. I went to Designer Loft in Manhattan on 35th in between 7th and 8th. And, you know, we literally were their last appointment of the day. I called them at 3:30. I was like, do you guys have any openings today? Like, we're just in town. We're in the neighborhood. And they were like, yeah, come right in. We have something at 4. They're like, great, we're on our way. They fit us in. The girl who was our consultant and was getting me the dresses, actually, I know her. Oh. We have mutual friends. She begins telling me like, yeah, I just got off tour. And I go, which tour? She goes, I just got off the Broadway tour of Come From Away. I'm like, my very good friend that I was literally talking to that morning, Jordan Diggory, is literally just came off tour from that exact tour. I go, oh, my friend Jordan. She goes, Diggory? I go, yeah. And it was just a really great day. And I'm proud that I went. And I now know what styles I like, what styles I don't like.
Oh, that's good.
And what I feel really comfortable in my body with.
Yes.
And also pieces of my body where I'm like, okay, I got time. If I want to fix it, I can fix it now. So back on my fitness stuff.
You look amazing.
But I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel insecure. I felt really pretty. And my biggest, the thing that I was most scared of was going into trying on wedding dresses and feeling unbeautiful, like not feeling beautiful enough. So especially for curvy girls, like you look at all these dresses online and you're like, oh, I like that dress. I like that style. But they're always on really tiny framed women.
The skinniest bitches.
And then they get on you and like they just don't look good on curvy women, especially in the bust area.
Yeah.
They make your, I mean,
my boobs have always been my thing. Like people, I cover up my boobs a lot, but every time I show them, people are like, did you get a boob job? And I'm like, I'm really good at covering my breasts because I've always had like a D cup.
Right.
But I had a D cup in like a very small frame.
And you have a small frame, yeah.
So, well, I'm not small anymore, but when I was like,
no, but you
like when I was in high school
and
I wore a 0 and I had full D titties.
Yeah.
It was like,
yeah.
Your mommy let you get that done? It's like, actually, I got these from my mom. Actually,
my mommy didn't let me get these done. My mommy actually passed these down.
She handed them down to me. Yeah, basically. So, but also me and my mom are the only ones with boobs in my family. Everyone's no tits, no ass, 8 kids, size nothing, and then here come me and my mom. I don't know.
God plays favorites.
I think we're adopted. I don't know.
But yeah, that's my light as a feather.
I love it.
Thank you. Long-winded answer, but Felt like it needed the context.
It's not long-winded. You said what needed to be said.
So now, stiff as a board. We have a group stiff as a board that we want to talk about.
Group stiff as a board.
We have people who give you nicknames without your permission.
That you didn't, right, never said.
Why don't you start with this? Because I feel you got some layers on this one.
Let me get real comfortable here.
She has some.
My name is Catherine. That's what I was born with. Okay. That's what it's going to be till I die. My nickname is Cat and has been Cat since I was 7 years old. I have never, even prior to being called Cat, never have I introduced myself as Kathy, Kate, Katie, Caitlin, Kathleen, Katarina, whatever other fucking name you feel like saying because you have the fucking audacity to just make up a fucking nickname. I've never introduced myself as that. And then, like, there were people in high school who called me Kathy, and the thing was, I didn't have the balls to be like, don't call me that, because, like, I was new in school, so I'd be like, oh, okay. There was another, like, beige complexion chick who went by Kathy, and I think that's why some people called me Kathy. And then I had one person, Phil, who I've known since I was, like, 4, and, like, he would call me Kathy. But you know what? You know who doesn't call me Kathy anymore? Phil. You know why? Because we're 97 years old. Okay? So it was cute when I was 4. And then when I hit 7, no more. And my mom, if my mom hears, my mom corrected my dad. Because my dad, he always called me Catherine. And then because he heard my mom call me Kat, he was like, oh, I'll just call her Kathy. And my mom was like, who the fuck is that?
I just can't imagine a child with the name Kathy. It's like the name, like, but I can't imagine. Like, it's the same way that, like, I can't imagine someone like a baby with the name Keith,
like Helen.
Why?
Yeah, I do think of like an old fucking woman with like 30 cats, and very specifically,
PTA mom minivan.
Very specifically, she's Irish, but she's blonde.
Ooh.
And I mean, that's the only, like,
not my cousin Kathy being blonde.
Is she blonde?
Sorry, Kathy.
It's just very specific. And I'm just like, and then people say it. And then when I correct them, they're like, oh, I don't know why you thought that. I've never let that name leave my fucking mouth. Ever.
It's so weird.
It's never been my nickname besides when I was really little. So, like, i.e., if someone in my family, you know, sees me now and calls me Kathy, it means they haven't seen me since I was 5. My grandma calls me Catherine. My mom calls me either Catherine or Kat. And then very few people call me Kitty. And
this is going to be my new thing for you, though.
For me, yeah. It's very, like, I don't ever introduce myself as, it's a very, like exclusive name. So people will say, like, do people call you Kitty? And I'm like, you can call me Kitty. And so there's, like, 10 to 12 people that call me Kitty. But I don't normally, it's a very, like, special, you know, cute name. But I always introduce myself as Kat unless I'm meeting someone old. Like, if I'm meeting someone's, like, grandma, I'm like, it's Catherine.
Yeah.
Catherine. Very, very, you know, posh.
They always appreciate that too, because my mother and my mother-in-law will always only refer to myself and my fiance as our full names. My mother-in-law only refers to me as Diana Marie. Yeah. Which is actually my full first name. I never really tell anybody that.
You have a double first name?
I do.
I love that.
I do, but we use it as my middle name, you know, but on my birth certificate, it's Diana Marie. And then my mother will only refer to my fiance as Daniel, not Danny, not Dano, only Daniel. Yeah. And it's got me in the habit. Like, I never call this man Daniel ever. And now all of a sudden I'm like, Daniel. And he's like, bitch, what the? No, I'm just kidding. But yeah. I could never imagine you as a Kathy. I think the first time you told me that, I was like, ew.
No, we won't get into it, but you heard it.
And I was like, who are they talking to?
And you were like, who the fuck is Kathy? You were like, is Kathy in the room with us?
Right.
No.
Like, who is here by that name? Like, yeah. No, I feel that because I've never once, Never once ever said to somebody, oh, my name is Diana, but you can call me D, Di, whatever. Like people just kind of like pick their names for me.
Audacity is what they have.
Yeah, but it's not like I don't like it. Like a lot of my family calls me Dee Dee. That's very much my dad's side of the family. So like Dee Dee is I associate that with my grandmother. Like if anybody calls me Dee Dee, I actually love it because it makes me think of my grandmother, my grandparents. But very rarely does anybody call me Di. My dogs are really just up in our business right now. My dogs like want to be a part of all of the action. Wink is I obsessed with you.
Oh. Hi baby.
But yeah, whenever anybody calls me Dee Dee, I associate that with my grandmother, my grandparents, so I like it. But in terms of Di is something that people used to call me in elementary school, but people always are like, hey, D. I'm like, I met you 5 minutes ago. People are always like giving me a nickname, and I feel when people give you a nickname without your permission, before getting to know you and are trying to be familiar with you without knowing you, it feels manipulative to me. Like, why are you trying to be so familiar with me? Mm-hmm. It's like that girl that, you hang out with her 1 or 2 times. She's like, we're like best friends. I'm like, I wouldn't say that.
We're not.
Give us time. And then automatically I'm like, even if we were on our way to being best friends, no, I don't want to be because that's weird behavior. Why are you calling me by a nickname? Yeah. It's weird. Unless you're my family, I've known you for quite some time.
I've known you for a couple years now, and I only call you Diana.
But it wouldn't be odd to me if you were like D, because everyone in my friend group calls me D. I've never referred to myself as that, but just kind of what.
But that's what it is for me. It's like if you refer to yourself as something that's different. I've never in my fucking life referred to myself as Kathy, Kate, or Katie.
Kathy is just...
Katie is the worst.
Is really the
worst one.
You said that, and I was like, "Is Katie even a nickname for Catherine?" But 100% it is. Katie's like its own name.
It is.
Katie's literally like its own name.
I hate it. For me, I mean, and I've gotten Kate a few times. I really got Kate after like Princess Kate came around because her name is Catherine.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, there's no E at the end of cat. It's cat.
Wow.
That's it.
Oh, that's one of those names.
It's worse when like I correct people and they're like, but I heard so and so's fucking wrong too. The fuck?
You're both wrong.
What's not clicking? Like,
no, honestly.
Also, if my mother heard you, she would get in your fucking ass crack.
Right.
She'd be like, no,
don't talk to my daughter like that.
Because someone said it. And she corrected them, and she said her name is Catherine and her nickname is Kat, and that's my mom's like tone. It's very like Miranda Priestley.
It is.
And so they said, "Oh well, I like the nickname," and da da da. And my mom said, "Well, did you name her or did I?" And I said, "If I were you, I'd just shut the fuck up because my mom's a very scary person. She's very small, but she's very scary." So.
I also, but even in the same token, I'm like, if you do hear my family calling me a nickname and you don't know me that well, like that's kind of...
Are you family though?
Right, are you family? Like that's kind of off limits. If I heard a stranger or somebody I've only met a couple times call me Dee Dee,
hello,
I'd be like, see, yeah, you're appalled by it too. But if I heard somebody else call me Dee Dee that's not like my family, I'd be like, what? I think you're calling me something from Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory. Oh my God, Dee Dee! Yes. I remember Dee Dee.
Yes. And then it turned into a joke with my brother because my brother was like, "Oh, that's you. You're Dee Dee," and I was like, "No, I'm not. Don't do that. I'm so not her." Yeah, no. So yeah, stop calling people nicknames unless they've asked you to call them that nickname. And then when they give you a name to call them that.
Hello?
My poor fiance does not want to be called Dan. Nobody, please do not call my fiance Dan. His name is not Dan. I hear the name Dan and I think of this, but I'm not going to go there.
I think of Dan Humphrey. But go ahead.
I think of Dan Humphreys, but I also just think of like an ugly man.
You're right.
My fiance is Gorgina, so literally, I don't care if you think that or not. I think that.
It doesn't matter what they think.
I don't give a shit. My man, I'm in it for the long run. Okay. I got with my man when he was giving like Mark Anthony and he's turning into Antonio Banderas. I'm in it for the whole long haul, bitch.
Love this for you.
Okay, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I got my eyes on the prize. You think he grew his hair out by chance? No, I was like, baby, you should grow your hair out.
You know what you should do?
You should gel it back and grow your hair out. I don't know, kind of like the dad from Spy Kids. I don't know, like whatever you want to do.
I love when men grow their hair out. I love a little man bun. I do. I really do.
He's got a man bun these days. Have you seen him recently?
I saw his man. We just saw him a couple weeks ago. Well, I'm saying we. Like, she don't see him every day.
I'm feral. I'm so feral. I look at my fiance. I'm like, oh my God. And he's got this Mr. Sheffield gray streak in the center. I'm like, okay. So you want children tomorrow?
Okay.
Okay. Watch us have triplets. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. I'm obsessed with my man. So yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. Speaking of perception.
Well, speaking of nicknames.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of nicknames. If you no longer speak to someone like it's an ex or something, don't go around saying their name. Don't give their name any energy. You know what you should do? Give them a nickname. Give them a nickname. We have nicknames for people we don't like.
Yes. Oh my God. And you guys will hear a lot about these characters.
So just know it's not their real name.
It's not their real name. But when you hear us referring to these specific people in our lives, you will know exactly who we're talking about.
Yep. I got a few.
Do you want to start it off?
Why not? Okay. I got one ex-friend. That term is very loose, very, very loose. I'm not really sure if we were ever friends. But we call her Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harding,
like the skater. Okay?
Yes.
I've got another ex-best friend. We'll call her Yolanda Salvador. Salvador, the bitch who killed Selena. We're going to call her that, okay? Because honestly, do I think she would murder me? Fucking perhaps, because twice she let me know she did not give a fuck whether or not I lived or died. And to me, it's giving murderer. Okay? We've got my grandma we refer to as Endora. And I want to make this very clear because Endora is the name of a very like overbearing mother-in-law. And that's not who I'm referring to. The reason why we call her Endora is because one time I was talking to my uncle's wife and we were talking about my grandma, and just kind of how she dealt with that situation. And she goes, well, if you've noticed, we've never lived near your grandma. And I said, I know. I said, that's good because if not, she'd be popping up at your house every day like Endora. And that's how she got the name Endora. So if ever I'm talking about my grandma, we say Endora. We got another nickname for one more person. I'm not going to say the first and last name because then you'll Google it and then you'll know it's a movie character and then you'll know who I'm talking about. Martha. The name is Martha.
Martha. Heard.
Yep.
Heard.
Martha.
Slay.
Yeah.
Slay.
The Rash. Martha.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's Martha.
Gotcha.
That's it.
I think for my two that I would be referring to in negative lights, I'm going to, I wish I could use this girl's regular name because it's really like her name sounds just like the type of bitch she is. But no, we're going to call her Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Mm-hmm. If any of you know that trope on Tumblr, the Manic Pixie Dream Girl, the girl who's just like, she's just so like dark and twisted and like lighthearted, but like, wow, the wind is like poetry. And don't you ever just count the blades of grass around you and wonder how many other people have laid in this exact spot?
Yeah.
And she's got different colored hair and like she has no tact on the ground and she just like has no money.
Yeah.
But the reality is that when she's not in a storybook, it's because she's a narcissistic leech.
Exactly.
That doesn't know how to take care of herself and uses other people to do her dirty work. And so we're going to call person number one in my life, Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Okay. I will say the full thing every time. It is not too long for me. I got time. And then the second person, I'm thinking long and hard about this because the second person that I want to reference, which is another ex-friend, but this one means, did Bruno rip it on you? See, we knew a dog fart was coming at some point in this podcast, and cats all in the ass of cat. wow. Oh, wow. Hold on. Let me just. Oh, this is going to get him to go. Okay, take your farty booty with you. But my second nickname for a person that has hurt me was hard to find, but I just came up with it right now because it's a person who thinks that they're doing something right and that they're always doing something right. And it comes from a self-righteous place, but they don't understand how they're working against themselves. And they don't understand that by working against themselves and by doing what they're doing, they are hurting other people around them, no matter how many times people try to help them or try to get them to see. So unfortunately, I think I do have to give her the name Serena Joy. If any of you watch Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
She's like a victim of her own creation.
Yeah.
And you see that she has decent, good intentions and horrible execution. And
that's why she lost the thumb.
That's why she exactly. And I used to I could talk about Handmaid's Tale all day. But yeah, that's her name. I couldn't find another one. I feel like that one's pretty fitting for right now. But Serena Joy and Manic Pixie Dream Girl.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
But what about
Mm-hmm.
talking about the perceptions of others while we're on the topics of nicknames and we've rounded out, light as a feather, stiff as a board.
Mm-hmm.
The perceptions of others, I think, is really what holds people back in life. And the more that we talk about like how people look at us, perceive us, and make opinions on us, what I'm noticing since we've came out with episode 1 is really interesting to me, especially when it comes to Kat. Yeah. Especially when it comes to you. Something that I've noticed, so Kat has a lot of lore. We both have a lot of lore, but Kat has like...
It's because I'm 72.
No,
so
it's not because you're 72. It's because Kat has done a lot with her life and she knows a lot of people. And what I noticed when we were, launching this podcast is I was like, there's a lot of people interested in what Kat is doing. And that's amazing because it's like great for her, great for the podcast. You know what I mean? And, I always am supporting Kat. But a lot of the times when you have so many people looking at you, because Kat is a pretty private person online, sometimes everybody giving in their input and their constructive criticism, you never know if it's in the right place. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was really interesting, like seeing how many people reached out to the page, reached out to you, because my personal opinion is I think people have a fear of your success. I do, because Kat is, from the second I've obviously met Kat as your friend, me and her hit it off because we have a lot of the same views on life. We have a lot of the same views on people. We have a lot of the same experiences. But I feel like there really are, I hope this doesn't sound too negative, but there are people that want to see you win, and there are people that know that you will win so that they're preying on your downfall.
Oh, I actually know some of those people personally. Some people are still in my life.
Yeah.
Some people I've cut out, but my discernment has gotten relatively better than it used to be.
Yeah, I just really noticed that, and like you had texted me something earlier in the week, and I that's kind of a big reason why I got the champagne, why I texted you that, because I was like, do we need a champagne bottle? Do we need it? Do you want to like maybe, I feel like maybe if you want to talk about it, if you're comfortable, it could help somebody and we can work through this.
I had a motherfucking breakdown.
I was being gingerly about it because you're looking at me crazy. I'm like, is she ready? Does she want to talk about this? Because maybe she doesn't.
I had a fucking breakdown. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't want to disappoint Diana, Princess Di. I'm just like, I was like, I don't know if I want to share my thoughts on things. I know. Here's the thing. There are people who get online and say things like, oh, I have so many haters and da-da-da-da. And I've never thought that about myself. I've never thought that I had haters. I just thought there were just people who either really liked me or didn't know me. And really, I still think it's that. But then I realized there are people who, they know my name.
Right.
They might be related to me. They might have gone to school with me. And these are the people that are really fucking weird sometimes. They're very fucking weird. And I realized that people stalk me.
Yeah.
And they tell on themselves sometimes. I've had 2 incidents where people told on themselves.
Mm.
You ready for this? Let me put this down. Okay. First instance. So I had this one friend mention a picture that I posted that I had only posted on Instagram. And this person is like I don't do social media kind of person, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, you had that one picture that, and they like described the picture. And I'm like, how did you see that picture? And they were like, oh, I think you sent it to me. The fuck I didn't. I'm not sending you pictures of myself. I don't even send my man pictures. For what? He lives with me.
Right.
Maybe when he leaves. That's besides the point. The point is, I'm like, oh, bitch, you got a fucking fake page. That's how you saw that. The second one was, these people are family, but not really. It's like through marriage.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I remember I had hired someone to do PR. And this person worked for me for literally like 3 weeks. It didn't go past that, okay? But for those 3 weeks, I had this girl's email in my Instagram bio. And I said, for PR and other information, please email so-and-so.
Right.
Okay? Months later, I'm at an event, a family event where these people are. And someone comes up to me and says, I heard you do PR now. The fuck are you talking about? Who does PR? Oh, you were stalking me. And in my bio, it said for PR, da 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 da. So all you saw was PR and then somebody else told somebody else. Mind you, I don't know nothing about these fucking people. I don't know their last names. I don't know where they live. I don't even know how old everybody is. I don't know what people do for a living because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So I don't understand why you give a fuck about me, especially if you're not nice to me. Why the fuck do you give a fuck about me? That's actually insane to me.
Yeah.
Right? These same people, mind you, now I know you stalk me because that was fucking weird. Okay. But this same weekend, we were playing some kind of like a board game or something. And the board game was like, you have to give the card to whoever the card applies to. I forgot what it was called. But it was like, oh, who do you think takes the most selfies?
Tell me somebody said you.
Oh, everybody except my mom, because my mom knows me. Everybody there said, it's definitely Kathy. Not my name. So that's one. And it was, oh, yeah, you definitely just love the mirror.
You know why? Because she probably looked the best out of all you bitches. So
no,
you're
but
like,
here's the thing.
But you never take pictures of yourself. I literally yell at you because you don't take pictures of yourself.
Everyone who's actually been my fucking friend who actually knows me has to force me to take pictures.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's psychotic. You stalk my page, therefore you should fucking know that I post one selfie per fucking year. If that. So I brought it up to someone else and I'm like, well, this is what these people said. And she said, well, I find it hard to believe that you have any insecurities. So I said, and what will make you think that? She goes, well, you dress nice. What? I'm from New York. It's a fucking requirement.
Oh my
God. Or else I go to jail.
What?
It's a requirement. But here's my thing.
Wow. People haven't.
You know those people who say things, because these are the kind of people who 100% said shit like this. I can assume. Like, oh my God, she thinks she's all that. You think she's all that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Are you dumb?
You're mad that her energy reached you and that you feel like you have nothing to combat with that because you think in competition, oh, well, she thinks she's all that. Oh, well, she's so self-centered. Yeah, she's centered about herself. What the fuck is wrong with that?
First of all, I just want to say, I'm not my fucking type. I don't do it for me. But if I do it for you, okay.
Whatever you want.
Girlie, I'm taken. Okay. But I think that's weird when you think someone is attractive or you think someone is smart. So your first thing is to project and be like, oh, well, they must think that they're all that and they must be arrogant. Because if you were in that position, that's what you would do. You're just telling on yourself.
Right. But you know what I also think? I think that type of thinking is the reason why our society doesn't hold them, like overall, our society doesn't hold themselves to dressing to the nines anymore. True, because they think
they're
you're
afraid of other
hard.
people. Yeah.
Because I mean, because we've talked about this, like if I could choose any time to live in, it'd be the Gilded Age, as long, like
fashion,
not
very specifically
fashion. Okay, specifically fashion. Nothing else, please.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me. But if I had any time to like where the fashion was, it would be the Gilded Age.
Yeah, for sure.
It would where people like every single time they left the house, men were in a 3-piece suit. Like
yes.
the women were in dresses. Like
yes.
Because it's a sign of respect.
It
How
is.
you treat yourself is a sign of respect.
It is.
And nobody's ever been denied a job or been denied an opportunity because you were dressed too good.
Mm-hmm.
But you've been denied an opportunity and you've been denied jobs because you were dressed like shit and it looks like you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And that matters. When I go outside and I'm dressed to the nines, there's a reason for that. So if you're feeling like, oh, well, wow, they're doing the most right now. That's why all these little girls don't know how to party, number one, because they're going to the club in freaking sneakers.
And
we wouldn't be let in.
They're wearing aloe.
To the club?
To the club.
Listen, you'll never
Girly
hear me
pops.
say this. I'm sorry, you'll never hear me say this, but I'm going to. You're in the club in aloe. Put a deep V-neck on right the hell now. Titties out. Ass popping, put in a belly ring.
Yeah.
Put on some bronzer. I put my belly ring back in. You know why? Because bring it the hell back. Where the belly ring
Gen
at?
Z. Wait, you're Gen Z.
I'm on the cusp. I'm Gen Z millennial. Okay,
all right.
I have a little bit of both.
Gen Z, Z. Bring the belly rings back.
Pierce your freaking stomachs.
Pierce your stomachs.
Have aura. Nobody has freaking aura anymore.
Pierce all your ears. When I was in high school, this whole shit was pierced. You know how many detentions I got? Do you want to know a fun fact about me? This is a very, very fun fact. I don't have my high school diploma. I owe 48 detentions because my skirt was too short and I had too many ear piercings.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Proud of myself.
Yeah. My first detention in middle school, because I was trying to this was when Abercrombie, like the tiny, tiny short shorts were like so hot.
Yes.
I got these tiny, tiny short shorts, not because I bought them, but because they were a hand-me-down. And I was like, oh, they're Abercrombie. I have to fit into them. Mind you, I had a fat ass. I'm sexualizing myself as an 11-year-old, but that's only because a boy told me first. Okay, a boy told me first. It's not my fault.
As long as he was your age.
Oh yeah, he was my age.
Then it's fine.
But then I learned I had a fat ass, and now my confidence is through the roof. But to get out of getting in trouble, I put the thing in my school was like all the girls would put leggings underneath their shorts. So you're still wearing shorts, but you're not showing your full body.
Okay.
I had a pair of white leggings and I was put them underneath my shorts in 6th grade.
Did you wear a uniform?
No.
Okay.
I put them underneath my shorts in 6th grade. I was in my baby tank, ass popping, and my ass got sent home. And I was like,
see,
I was crying. I'm acting like I'm tough shit. I was bawling my eyes out.
I wore a uniform my whole life.
Miss Hare sent me home, bitch. Sorry.
That bitch.
Science teacher.
Maybe she doesn't have any hair anymore.
She was thinning back in the day. So, who knows? I don't know.
I need to look and do a little more. Yeah, I wore a uniform my whole life. So, when I was young, I couldn't do shit with my skirt. But the second I got to high school, that skirt was up my fucking ass crack. And my first high school was all girls. And everybody had like the shortest skirts, 100,000 pounds of makeup. Everybody was like doing each other's hair over food, like during lunch. It was wild. When I switched to a co-ed high school, I was like, I actually don't really care if my skirt is short because all the boys are ugly. All the boys are ugly and also not very smart and not that good at sports, actually.
This is why, I did not go to a high school like that. All the guys I grew up with were very hot.
Here's one
thing about Long Island is that we know how to make boys.
There were
at
several.
That time, when I'm that age.
When I was young.
When I was young. I mean, seriously, we know how to make some handsome men. Like,
there were several hot kids in my class, maybe like 2 or 3. But I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't really be their type. So,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Heard.
Yeah.
Okay, heard.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Right. It's fine. It's fine.
No, honestly, bring back aura, bring back belly rings,
For sure.
bring back men taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
the
what a time. What a time.
honestly, death to our society, death to men in our society was when the 3-in-1 body wash was created.
Ah!
Don't simplify. Don't simplify it. I want them prim and propered.
Yeah.
I respect a man that takes his time on his self-grooming. I think that it's attractive. I think that it's nice. I think it shows you care. I think and also it just feels good. Like when you're done, when you've cared for yourself for like a night, it feels nice, you know?
You know what? That brings it back to that comment of like, oh, she thinks she's all that.
Right.
And
oh, the boys do that to each other.
no, not even that. It'll just be like a bitch who showered that day. And it's like, ugh, she cares about herself so much. Why don't you care enough to bathe? Why don't you care enough to brush your fucking teeth and to wear a nice fucking fit? But it's like you see someone who takes care of themselves, and because you don't take care of yourself, you're putting them on this pedestal that they didn't put themselves on. And it's like, oh, they care so much about that's honestly the conversation about fashion that comes up all the time. It's like, oh, fashion is so shallow. You care about how you look. You're also wearing clothes.
Right.
So
then are you a nudist? Do you not care about
right?
how you
Because
look?
these bitches are never saying this shit butt naked. If you're gonna talk to me about how much you think my fashion is shallow, take your fucking clothes off. The problem is you hate the outfit that you picked out because you have no fucking style. That's a personal fucking problem. And if you stop being a fucking cunt and putting all these other people on a pedestal and envying them and projecting on them, maybe they'd fucking help you to find your own fucking style.
And it all comes from, the reason why people don't have style is because they're too afraid to. It's also a choice.
They are.
It's a choice because the amount of people that only start having or looking a certain way because they see an influencer do it or a celebrity do it, but they're too afraid to put on that skirt or put on that outfit or put on whatever. But now that somebody gave them permission to do it because they saw somebody in a photo that gave them permission to wear that weird shit, now they're doing it. And also, for all the thick girls out there, as a curvy woman, I will tell you right now, it has nothing to do with your body. Your clothes have nothing to do with your body. It is the way that you wear them. If you go out there trying to wear the exact same thing that skinny women are wearing, and you're like, why isn't it fitting me the same? There are clothes out there that you can wear that'll make you look fucking fire. There are women in this city that are curvier than me, that are thicker than me, and they bag every dude they want. It has nothing to do with your clothes. It has to do with your attitude, your confidence, and your aura. 100%. There's women in this city where all these men online on the podcast that chitter chatter, oh, I don't want a woman over this amount of weight.
They're virgins.
Just say you can't get it past the cheeks, buddy, okay? Because there are women in this city all over. There are women in LA. There are women in Miami where the bitches are naked on the beach every day. These girls are bagging dudes, men with money, men with prestige, men that are nobodies but want to be husbands and they want to be fathers and they say, that's my wife. You are so worth it. Do not let your clothes make you think that you don't deserve good things in life. Go out there, wear the dress, wear the skirt. Your confidence and happiness is going to attract what you want and who you want in life. Like, people are so afraid to be individuals right now. And it's scary. Looking around New York, it's scary.
Everyone's wearing fucking beige.
Everyone's wearing beige.
And they're like, it's old money. It's polyester. Shut the fuck up.
Honestly, but let me tell you, it's old money. Guess what? The bitches who have old money don't give a flying F about what anybody thinks.
At all. They're wearing whatever the fuck they want and they wear color, bitch.
Right. And you know why? You know why you're calling it old money? Because old money is spending $100 on a regular blank t-shirt because they don't care. It's not fashion. It's because they're like, I don't really care. I'm who I am. I want to be comfortable.
Exactly.
Also, you're not that. It's okay.
Just to plug in all my curvy girls, my best friend is a fashion influencer and her at Mrs_Liss. And like, she just wore this fantastic butter yellow outfit. Bro. Didn't she look sick?
She looked insane.
Sick. No, she's gorgeous.
Go follow
she's
her.
Gorgeous. She's gorgeous.
Please go
I was
follow
actually
her.
telling Diana when Alyssa sent, because she was my matron of honor, when she sent me the dress that she wanted to wear I was like, it's okay. And then she put it on, and I said, "Bitch,
No, she looked
bitch, you look the
in
fuck
that.
good, bitch. I will not marry this man. I will marry you right now. You look so
She
fucking
looked
good.
unbelievable.
She's stunning.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, she does fashion at affordable prices, and for girls who's got, you know, a nice little waistline and a nice little, you know, hip. And she does it really fucking well. So if you're a curvy girl and you want some fashion advice, follow her, because she's got it going the fuck on.
Hell
for
yes.
Sure. For
Hell
sure.
yeah. Yeah. And talking about women in entertainment, we'll get to the last topic of the day.
Let's do it.
It's gonna be it might be a little tough one. So
Yeah.
we're gonna take a break and we're come right back. Okay. So
We've
re-upped our champagne. I do feel we chatted on whether or not we wanted to talk about this topic on the podcast for a multitude of reasons, but we're going to reframe it in a way that helps everyone listening. Being a woman in the music industry and entertainment, in any sort of business, there are things that you will, and signs that you will ultimately always encounter. And we want to help you avoid the situations that come after those red flags. I think if anybody's been listening to the media right now, there's a big case with a big media mogul that the government is suing. And it really entails an artist who was brought in very young, was in that position in a relationship. And there's a lot of talk about, well, she stayed and why she's still there. This conversation is more about how easy it is to get into that and how to avoid it. Being two women in the music industry, we have both endured and watched other people go through really threatening situations and unsafe situations. And I guess we really want to touch base on this without going too into depth on the trial itself, because like we don't need anything depressing. But
yeah, there's been a lot of like details. It's very traumatic. So,
very traumatic. I think just as I'll give like a backstory a little bit on my career, just kind of like a lens into it without going too long. I got signed to a producer when I was 18 and was really hungry to work, just like really wanted a chance. I don't come from an artistic family, a musical family, a family with network or resources. And so I was just like, I have the head that I'm going to struggle. I'm going to work. I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to do everything I can. I get signed to this producer. He literally was like, do you remember in Cheetah Girls? Whoever the record producer was in Cheetah Girls that was trying to get them to be like those weird animal puppet pets.
I think I have Cheetah Girls on DVD.
Yeah,
but I don't remember. But
so
I do
there's
remember.
this music executive producer in there, and when I tell you the guy I got signed to is like a spitting image, like attitude and everything.
Based on him.
Probably. And I just want to let anybody who's going into any sort of male-dominated field know that testing and thinking about going against your own morals and values is a normal thing, because I can't tell you how many times I watched other girls get opportunities because they said yes to doing things that I said no to. And it makes you think like, damn, maybe I do have to do that. Maybe I do have to go be with that guy. And like, it makes you hate your own dreams. It makes you hate your own path. But it also makes you stay in a lot of ways, because you feel like when you're in that circle and then you're getting incentives to being around this type of behavior and you don't feel like you have leverage to leave, it makes it very easy to stay. It makes it very easy to dig yourself a deeper hole. It makes it very easy to convince yourself that this is normal and everything's regular and, oh, it's fine. I'm here. I'm getting these opportunities. But then you have that daunting feeling of, if I leave, all of this goes away. And you've convinced yourself that you have power when in reality you don't. And there are ways to avoid this. I cannot say this enough. One day when Kat and I are on a stage accepting awards and I'm on the microphone and I'm saying something and Kat's saying something, I cannot wait to say, I'm living proof that you don't need to use your body as a bartering token. You don't need to do that. No matter how many times somebody tells you that it's a necessity in order to gain success, it's not true. But it's a very scary thing to be in that position, which is why watching Cassie give her testimony was really scary, because so many people were like not believing her, essentially. But as women in entertainment, find other women. It sucks that I have to say that, because it's never, I never want that. People come on my Instagram page and my TikTok page and they're like, you just want women to hate men. I really don't. I really don't want women to hate men. I don't want to hate men.
I want you women to teach your men to not be fucked, teach your sons to not be fuck boys.
Exactly.
Okay?
I don't want to have to go searching for other women to work with and only work with women. I don't want to do that. If I find somebody and our vibes click, I want to be like, yeah, let's work together. Not, I don't know, I'm scared to go to your studio alone. I built this studio based off of that reason. We're sitting in the product of me being mistreated by men in the music industry. I wouldn't have built this studio if I felt comfortable or safe. There's no way. It is so easy to get wrapped up in any industry and feel incentivized by your womanhood, when in reality, you're being a token. And it is so devastating feeling like that's all you're worth. And I would say the best way to avoid this is we need to work together more in a way that I see men do all the time. Men do favors for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Men will say, oh, I'm all about my bag, I'm all about my money. Not for their buddy. They'll do stuff, they'll help their friends out. Women, we need to start working together and be more collaborative. I know we all are power hungry because we want to do that in spite of the people that made us feel powerless. We all, like, I don't know about you, but for me, I feel like every woman I know is like, I have to be the best and I have to be this and I have to do this and I have to feel harsh and I have to do that. I feel that way. But it feels as if we are doing that in spite of something.
Oh, yeah.
Rather than working towards something that feels natural.
I used to very specifically just want to like be in competition with men.
Yes.
It was so like, I don't really give a fuck what the girls are doing. I just want to beat this one fucking man.
Yeah.
Or these two men or whatever. And, you know, we've talked about this before, but on the first episode, I told you guys my mom used to work for Leona Helmsley, right? If you Google Leona Helmsley, the first thing that comes up is Queen of Mean. And while my mom has stories for days, my stepdad has stories for days on how much of a fucking cunt she was. The truth is, if she was a fucking man,
not a single story would be written.
Please.
They'd be saying, oh, he's so tough.
Yeah, he's so strong. He's such a businessman. He gets shit done, blah, blah, blah. You're talking about the woman who was the richest woman in the world. Not in New York, not in the U.S., in the fucking world. Of course she's a cunt, because she's got to deal with all these fucking men. And listen, I've been in entertainment really since I was about 8 or 9,
Mm-hmm.
right? I am old enough to have tried out for all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the call back, but I wasn't old enough. They wanted me to come back a year later because there are child labor laws.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't hear, oh, come back next year. I heard I got rejected. So I was like, I'm never going back. I hate all that. Yeah, whatever. And I'm glad I never went back, obviously. But
the obvious part, for those of you wondering why she says obviously, who used to be a part of Nickelodeon in a very large portion and got caught doing some unfavorable things. Fill the blank.
He also worked at Disney. So it's like you were fucked either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say literally, but that seems unprofessional. That seems a little untasteful. Sorry
guys. But yeah, you know, I've been doing music a very long time. I got my first deal when I was 15 and I thought I was going to be a star, but I was dealing with a fuck boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to call them men.
They're not.
And I've gone through, there's been a lot of people who will listen to my music or see my videos and they'll be like, you're actually really good. Like, how come you're not famous? How come? And I just don't have the capacity to sit there and be like, well, men suck.
This is okay. Can we dive deep on that? Because I feel so like when people ask me like, oh, well, how's music going? Or why hasn't this happened? Or they say things where it's like, well, have you thought about doing this? Or have you thought about doing this to a record label?
Unsolicited advice. We don't want it.
Right. Unsolicited advice. But what people don't understand is like, my honest answer is not, my honest answer is going to be opening up the Pandora's box. Because my honest answer is every single time I have done exactly what people have given me advice on. Oh, I've done this. I've recorded this. I've submitted here. I've done I've given to this label. I've wrote. Every single time they're like, well, why hasn't this worked? Why hasn't this worked? A man has always been in the way. And it's not like, oh, he gave me it has nothing to do with constructive criticism. I'm a tough cookie. If you tell me I suck, I'm going to eat it and move on. I don't care. I've had a lot of people tell me they don't think I'm that good. I've had a lot of people tell me that they think I'm life-changing. I don't give a shit. It has nothing to do with the opinions. I could take bad opinions. I have 500,000 followers on TikTok. Every single day I'm getting hate comments. You think I give a shit? I don't.
Fuck them.
But the problem is that there's always a man that wanted to do inappropriate things to me every single time. Like, I was 18, the producer I was signed to wanted me. He was setting me up on dates with executives and people. And he also said some really, really disgusting things. I was like, I'm going to set you up in the rap scene because they like thick white girls. And if you mess with that, like really explicit stuff, set me up on meetings that he then was like, oh, well, it's a date. And I was like, what do you mean a date? At the time I was like dating this, douchebag from Long Island. But he was like, oh yeah, well, if you don't do this, like, it just kind of shows you don't want it enough. Mind you,
I've gotten that many times.
Oh yeah. If you don't do this, it means that you don't really want it. Yeah. And I'm like, mind you, I'm eating nothing. I lost 20 pounds because I was starving myself. I was living in a shitty apartment. I had literally no one to turn to, no safety net, no nothing. And you're telling me I don't want it enough because I won't use my body as a form of currency. So that ended, started meeting with this producer. Me and this producer, we started getting like this. We record all this music. Just as we're about to record all the music, he starts telling me he's in love with me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I love you as a person, but that's not where I'm at here. Like, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
He stole all my music. I said, can I have my music? He sent me back.
Do you want me to hex him?
Please.
Okay.
He sent me back the beats and took all my vocals off of them and then sold the song I wrote to somebody else. Crazy. Happened again. Some guy put me up in a music video. I got cast in a big music video. And I said, I didn't like the way that these guys were touching me on set because we weren't shooting anything and they were grabbing all on me. He goes, if they want to blank you, you let them. And it's not the F word, it's the R word. If they want to blank you, you better let them. You need to pay your dues. His exact words. These are just 3 different men. I got a ton more freaking stories. So every single time I'm restarting my career, restarting my network. Oh, well, Diana, go to different parties. I did. Oh, well, Diana, meet different men. I did. Oh, well, Diana, don't judge them on first glance. I didn't.
No,
I tried somebody new.
This is literally why I haven't made music in like forever, and I kind of just like stick to writing for people and I stick to like ghosting.
How many women are going through this right now? It's like blowing my mind.
Becomes too much. I've been blacklisted because I've said no to people. And the other thing is what people don't realize is sometimes that whole saying no can cost you. It's not just it costs you your career. It can cost you your life. It can cost the life of someone you love. I don't think you understand how much power these, particularly in entertainment, these people fucking have.
Yeah.
And that can get very scary. And so there are some times where you do feel compelled to say yes because it's either that or your life.
Right.
And then there's moments where it's that or your career. And that's normally when you're really young. That's why they love when you're young, because you're not you have no critical thinking skills. Your frontal lobe has not yet fucking, come in yet. So anyone with authority is right to you.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks that I don't know many women, if any women, who haven't experienced a piece of shit man. Doesn't even have to be in entertainment, just in fucking life in general.
I don't know a single woman in entertainment that has not had similar stories to the both of us. But I know a lot of men that will stop working with women because they get too emotionally involved. Mm-hmm. They get too emotional. They become dramatic. They cannot separate their work from their feelings. So I laugh in the face of people that say women are too emotional. I don't know a single woman in this business that is not about her money, her craft, her creativity, and her future. Every single girl I know is balls to the wall serious. Every single one. Every single one is badass. Like there's not a single one missing.
And you know what's crazy too? Is even when you get a little bit of success, people assume you did something.
Yeah, because it's so normalized.
I had a friend, I'll name him because we're still friends. His name is Niall, right? And Niall had this blog called You Heard That New. And me and Niall got pretty cool, and I told him that, like, I sing and da-da-da. And he was like, yo, send me your music. Like, I'd really like to hear it. Because when we met, I didn't know he had a blog. He didn't know I sang. We were just cool. And I sent him the song, and he was like, I fuck with this. He was like, I fuck with this hard. He was like, this song is actually really fucking fire. It was called Remember the Nights. And he had, like, he still probably, like, in his email has, like, the raw version, unmixed version of my fucking vocals. And he was like, if you don't get this mixed and get a cover art, I'm just going to post the raw version. He's like, that's how much I like this fucking song. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I got it done, sent it to him. He posted it, and he was like, cool, now you have to drop a whole fucking EP, bitch. And I'm like, fuck. And he's like, keep going, keep going, keep going. And he was very supportive. And about a month after he posted that song, there was a rumor about me and him.
Of course.
Yeah. And I know who started the rumor. It was Tanya Harding.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. For years, I was like, who the fuck would start this, like, random rumor, especially because, like, I had my man and Niall, like, know each other, et cetera, et cetera. And I knew it wasn't Niall. You know what I mean? He's truly, out of all the men I've met in entertainment, he has been the kindest and the like, not being weird, right. Like, the only one who wasn't, like, fucking weird. Yeah, I know it was her because word got back to me at some point, and I was like, of course it was. Every fucking rumor that you've ever heard about me was probably started by Miss Tanya fucking Harding. My best day. Yeah.
So. It's a shame that right now it just kind of feels.
And that's the other thing. Sorry to cut you off.
No, yeah.
But when we talk about the patriarchy, you know who perpetuates it harder than anybody else? Women. Women and weird fucking boy moms. Not women with sons, boy moms.
Because you know what? It's like there are women who, I feel like there are women that they turn to as like, well, see, she's okay with it. Mm-hmm. And that empowers, one woman can empower 20 men to do what they want. That's the thing. Mm-hmm. That women have so much power that if one woman's like, no, I like that when a man has power over me. I don't want to make decisions. He needs to make all the decisions. And I just want to be a stay-at-home mom and cook for him and do everything, which when a career person like you or I say, like, oh, yeah, we like our careers. They're like, oh, they hate stay-at-home moms. No. I think that's fantastic. I think that is the backbone of so many families is the mothers. But there's one woman that'll say, well, I agree with everything the man says. And that'll empower 40,000 men that hear that shit on a podcast. And they go, see, all women need to be like that.
But guess what? They never want to date those bitches.
They never
want to date those bitches. Hello? What's going on there?
They know.
They're all like, pick me. And then you don't get fucking picked. What's going on? It's bitches like us that end up married.
Oh, yeah.
And we get the best guys. No lie.
No, it's true.
It's girls true. That are like tough and be like, I'm not fucking dealing with that shit. end up with the greatest fucking men.
And it's so funny too, because we end up with the qualities in the men
Yeah.
that those women are like breeding themselves for.
Yeah.
Like, my man is very adamant about me not paying for a lot of the things. Like
Yeah.
he's, and I think there's like also this misconception that career women or feminists don't like chivalry.
Yeah.
Somebody started a rumor that feminists don't let men open doors for them. I'm like, I haven't touched
Listen,
a door in years, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been with my man 15 years. I haven't held a door or held a fucking bag.
Or walked on the outside of a sidewalk.
Okay, 15 fucking years.
Period.
Thank you. I forgot what it was like to open up my own car door.
Right.
Okay? I don't please.
What is that?
Please. I don't do those things. I don't take out trash. I don't do please. Good night. Thank you.
But all of that to say, I think in our industries, in entertainment, specifically in media and entertainment and music, like
Yeah.
specifically in those areas that we're versed in, it is so easy for girls to be convinced of certain things you need to do. And then you get wrapped into the world because you're around a lot of money, you're around a lot of power.
Yep.
And opportunity is you talk about 6 degrees of separation. You're
It's
maybe
one.
you're less than 1 degree
Yeah.
from separation. And you wonder, like, is it just one action I have to do? And you wonder, oh, well, if I start dating this guy, oh, let me hang on for a little bit. And you get into a tumultuous cycle. I have 100% empathy and support for Cassie, and
Same.
for all women right now, because there are a lot of women right now that are going through exactly what Cassie went through, and they're begging for somebody to take seriousness on their situation and to listen to them. And it's happening right now. It's happening in music. It's happening in the art world. So
Honestly, it can happen if you work at fucking McDonald's.
it can happen anywhere. It can happen. Yeah.
It's when people get a little bit of fucking power. You know who are the worst ones? Well, cops are the worst ones. But
The domestic
Those-
violence on cops is crazy.
I mean,
The rate of domestic violence on cops
No
is
surprise there.
Right. Yeah.
no surprise there, right? But a fucking, like, what do you call those things? Bouncers? Bouncers are one of those people that, like, you give them a little bit of fucking authority.
Oh my
And
God.
Okay.
All you got to do is like tell them, say, meet me in the back. And they're like, okay. And then lose them, ditch them.
Let me tell you.
They're weak.
There was a bouncer. There was a club. This was before your time. In my youth, there was a club. I love doing that. There was a club called Greenhouse, and there was a
Oh, I've
bouncer.
heard of Greenhouse. It was
Yeah.
before my time.
Exactly. Thank you. I went to Greenhouse one night, and it was Tanya Harding's birthday. Okay, and we're going in.
Tanya Harding, her
ex-friend,
an ex-friend, not the real one.
friend. So we're going to her birthday. It's winter time, so we've all got coats on and stuff. And the bouncer stops me and 2 other girls, and he's like, "Oh, you got to check your coat." And I'm like, "You just let everybody else in with a fucking coat. We're sitting in VIP. We got a fucking table. What the fuck do
Right.
we need to check our coats for? No." And he's like, "You got to check your coat." And I'm like, "I've been coming to Greenhouse since you bitches first fucking opened.
Mhm.
This is the first time I've even seen you here. Please. I've never had to check a coat. Be so serious." He grabs me by the arm and like yanks me out of the club. It was a whole thing. So now at this point, we had been pre-gaming, so I was like already drunk. Okay. And me drunk, and also me in my 20s, a lot was going on. So I called my stepdad. And I think the bouncer's name was like Mike. And it was a Tuesday night because Tuesdays at Greenhouse was like the place to be.
Kind of like Tuesdays at LeBain.
And so I was like, yeah. So this motherfucker Mike, he don't like Wednesdays. He don't want to see tomorrow. He wants you to come here and end his fucking life. He just grabbed me. And he's like rolling his eyes at me and da-da-da. And like maybe 15 minutes later, someone I used to work for pulled up to the club. And it was a PR firm that I worked at, and they did PR for like LMFAO and like Pepsi and like you know, yeah. So my ex-boss pulled up, and I'm like, "They won't let me in the fucking club with my coat." She goes, "It's fine, because we go in the back where the celebrities go anyway." So I went with her in the back, and then he sees me coming back out, rolled his eyes. The next week, when I tell you, like, my Twitter was going ham, like, Mike don't work at Greenhouse anymore. Kat had him finished, because nobody saw him the next week. He was just on like vacation. He's not dead. He's not dead. But it was like a running joke because he wasn't there. But he took advantage of the fact that he had a little bit of power as a bouncer to just fucking put his fucking hands on me, grab me, tell me I can't come in when there's thousands of dollars being spent on a fucking table and drinks and shit. Be so serious. And then you saw me go in any fucking way because you don't know who the fuck
Bouncers?
I know or don't know. It's crazy.
Bouncers have an immense amount of ego
Teachers,
and power.
teachers too, and librarians.
Oh, that wasn't the direction I was expecting that to go.
I don't know. They go on a little power trip.
Well, yeah, obviously. I have problems with authority of any kind. So teachers, bosses, that's why I had to start working for myself because I would spend time at a job and then once I got tired of it, I started causing problems with management and I would lash out like really bad. Like really bad. Really bad, yeah. So
I've always had like pretty good managers, but the like other employees would be an issue for me a lot. There was one manager who fucking hated me. He hated me because the guests loved me.
Oh, that happens. Yeah. Well, you know.
But like
When
I guess
you're that bitch.
I guess like they would like tip him and stuff, but they weren't tipping me because I wasn't a waitress and I wasn't a man like I wasn't serving them food. I was making their reservations for them.
You know,
what I mean?
people are upset by, confident and
That's when I worked at
radiating
Morton's.
women.
The manager at Morton's.
Oh.
I don't remember his fucking name.
She's ready to call you the hell out.
But I don't wish him peace though.
Nobody wishes peace on that manager at Morton's.
Actually, since we're here, I don't know if his wife knows, but he's cheating on you. One of the waitresses. But also, I worked at Morton's like 10 years ago, so I don't know. Did you put this down? Yep.
Well, thank you so much, everyone.
Yep. Enjoy your weekend.
Enjoy your weekend. Make sure your husband and wives aren't cheating on you. Jesus. Oh my God. We just ruined a marriage. There's like 1 minute left on the camera and you just ruined a marriage?
We saved a marriage. She shouldn't be with that fucking
you know what?
2-foot Napoleon complex fucking loser. Yeah. I shouldn't drink when we film.
Okay. So, all in all,
yes.
Be that bitch. Be confident. Never barter yourself. Never think that you need to sacrifice yourself.
Yes.
And if you think somebody's going to cheat on you, cheat on them first. No, I'm just kidding.
Hex them instead.
Hex them instead.
Yeah, hex them.
Yeah.
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 We support hexing over here.
Yeah.
I've never hexed anyone. I feel like I have a list. I feel like I should start.
I don't believe that you've never. Okay, well,
no, I really haven't. I should though.
Oh wait, we have to say goodbye. We have 30 seconds left.
Oh, we love you.
We love you.
Stay safe. Don't do drugs.
Like, share, subscribe, keep follow. You know, you hiccuped out the end of the last one too. You little psychopath.
This is how we end it.
Like, share, subscribe. I'm Diana Badea. She's Kat Capone. And this has been another
L'chaim.
Slumber Party. 3, 2, 1. Goodbye. Oh my God.